Hi, my name is Sherry Masters, and I am the district's instructional technology support coach. And so my job is to assist with the technology, and one of my duties, of course, is to help with Canvas. If you are new to Canvas, the videos that are created in Knowledge Base are one to help you do things and to give you an overview of some of the items in Canvas. An earlier video talked about what I call platform navigation. And this time we're going to talk about the course settings. So I'm going to click on my course. So let's say I am a math teacher at Chief Joe Middle School. And so this is my course. You'll notice I already have assignments, which is great. But what we're going to talk about is, in part, the navigation on the side, but all of that has to do and is found in settings. So this is why we're going to talk about course settings. So this is where you might go to do some things in course settings that would affect this course. So anything you do here would have to be done in any other course cards you have on your dashboard. So anything I'm doing here for this course card, I have to redo for my other course cards. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with settings. And I'm going to get rid of the pink bar, although it's going to keep coming back. All right, so the first thing I have here are my course details. And this is where, if I wanted to, I can put it in the image. You choose the image, you click on it, you bring it in. If it's a big image, it's probably going to sort of cut it off. So try to come up with some smaller ones if you want the whole image, or you do have the option of kind of centering the image to be where you want. You'll notice some of this got cut off, and that's fine. So this is the name of my course, except it's not really the name of my course. You're going to notice that I kind of changed the name of my course. This used to be the name of my course, but I've added some information, and we're okay with that. We are going to ask you to leave the course code alone, because if we need to look up your course in Canvas, we do need the actual name, like this is a Gen Math 2 course. We would like to keep that part. But you are welcome to add things to your course name, such as the semester, so this is semester 2, maybe 7th grade, and of course, the school year. And if you're starting to get a lot of past courses, putting the academic year in your course name is a great way to find it more quickly if next year, for the 25-26 school year, you would like to copy last year's content. Okay, so name, great. Do what you need to make it so it's quick to see. Course code, let's leave that one alone. Along with the sub account, which I'm not sure you guys can mess with. This obviously, Chief Joe, school year, semester, term. Some folks like to change term to course. That leaves it open. The problem is when you leave it open, it actually leaves it open forever. And so we ask that you not change term to course. If there's something that needs to be done, please reach out to IT, or you can reach out to me, Sherry Masters, and we can take a look at the issues that need to be addressed. So we're leaving all that stuff alone. So let's go ahead and keep moving down. Grading scheme right here. First, you click on Enable Grading Scheme, and then you click on Grading Scheme. Please note, the default Canvas grading scheme is not the same as the RSD HSMS default grading scheme. They are different. They actually have different percentages for certain grades, so please make sure that you have the correct one that you want. If there's something special for your course, such as pass-fail, then this is where you would want to choose that one as well. So if pass-fail was what you needed there, it would be. Okay, and once you have it, you're good to go. For now, we're going to save at the bottom. Okay, we're going to keep going. All of this stays the same until we get here. Show recent announcements on course homepage. So let's say that when I make a course announcement to just my course, not a large one, but just a course announcement, and I want the kids to be able to see it at the top of their dashboard. Let me say that again. At the top, when they go to their homepage in the course, I get to decide how many they'll see. So they would see the newest one, but do they see any more? Maybe I only want them to see the last 2, or maybe the last 3. And so you can make that choice right here. Here are some other choices that you can decide to turn off or on depending on your needs. Feel free to do so at your discretion. And then when you're finished, just click update course details, and then all the changes that you made will be updated. So let's say I was going to do that. And so now when the kids are in my course, they'll see the last 3 announcements that I've made. Okay. Now, that's course details. The next one is sections. This is where if I were going to do some cross-listing, and there is a video on how to cross-list along with a handout, that is actually done here in sections. And so I'm just going to tell you it's done here and then let you go look at the cross-listing video if you need to do that. The next one is navigation. So this is what we call course navigation, and it's everything over here to the side. You have the ability to hide almost everything except for the home button, which takes you to the home page. All you have to do is click on the 3 dots. You disable, it moves it down here to the bottom. This is the disabled items. When I'm all done, I click save. So if I chose, I'm not a science teacher, I wish to disable, Carolina Biological goes away, and you'll notice it's down here at the bottom, and I would hit save. Now, some of these are only visible to you as a teacher. Some of them are visible to you and visible to students, and you can check that by clicking on the home page and clicking on student view. So if I go home and I go to view as a student, there we go. What I'm going to see now are just those items that are visible to students. And then I can decide, oh, maybe I don't want this one, I don't want this one, I don't need that one. And then you can make the adjustments as you need. And you can just leave student view here in the corner. Other items are only visible to you. Let's go back to navigation. Things like Grade Guardian, that gives you an overview of your students and their grades. Other items that would be rubrics, outcomes. Outcomes will become visible to students if you have an outcome. So keep that in mind. But you'll notice they are still on the side. They're just no longer visible to students. I usually just make them invisible so that if I had an outcome, I see it, nobody else does. Grade sync, if you're syncing grades, that would need to be visible. Big blue button, nobody uses. I don't even think we have that anymore. Studio, kind of don't need because we have Studio over here in platform navigation. Zoom, hopefully we never need Zoom again. I didn't say that. Cengage, these guys, maybe you're not teaching the course that has these as texts or curriculum, and so you won't need those. And so whenever you're done choosing which items to disable, again, come to the bottom and hit save. Piece of cake. Oh, the nice thing is if you're down here and find you do need it, God forbid, hit enable, it moves it back up to the items that are visible, and then you come down to the bottom and hit save. I hope I didn't jinx us by doing that. Apps. So these are all the apps that you could have in Canvas. Here are all the ones not installed, but here are all the ones that are installed. So these are all the ones that are accessible within Canvas. It's possible that you would like to add Edpuzzle. And so if I type Edpuzzle, because it's not installed, there is a video on how to install Edpuzzle if that's something you have access to and want to be able to use. This is where you would do that, is here in Apps. Okay, I'm going to just delete that one. And then the last thing is what we call feature options. These are options within Canvas that you, as the teacher in your course, have the ability to turn on or turn off. So some things like new course user and analytics might be important to you. Quiz auditing log. If you, if you have students taking Canvas quizzes and you want to see what they're doing and how long it's taking and if they stopped, that's where you'd find out that information. Submission stickers, when my understanding is when they submit, they get these cute little stickers. That I think is a new thing because I've not seen that. There's some modernizing of SpeedGrader. You are welcome to turn these things off, and you're welcome to turn them off depending on what you want. So if I wanted to turn this on, I would just click enabled. There's nothing to save. It's just enabled in my course. Okay. All right. I'm going to tell you that is your course settings. That affects your course navigation, kind of affects the name of your course for your students. Hopefully that helps with understanding a little bit better the difference between platform and course and lets you create the Canvas course that you want. All right, thanks for hanging out with me and thanks for watching.